What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here with Baby Dragon, aka Mark, and he went undefeated at the info sneak peek against all the meta strats with an unexpected choice, that being, what was it?
Branded Chimera.
Branded Chimera, and y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of any branded strategy, but this deck is too intriguing that we have to go take a deep look. So Mark, before we dive into anything you want to say and any shout outs you want to give?
Obviously, best channel out, LoganJYA on YouTube.
Far from it.
Shout out to Local Legends for helping me get all the cards.
Let's go,
they're pretty, some of them, and they're expensive.
All right, brother. Let's rock and roll in the profile.
Starting off, the best one card combo in the game is Mirror Sword Knight, or not, maybe not game, but I like to think so.
Well, I mean, you're also playing Branded Fusion. How can you say that? You're offending Branded Fusion.
So this is a quick effect to summon any monster from your deck that was Chimera Fusion. And while you have one of your extra deck monsters on the field, it is a monster negate by banishing from field or grave as cost.
Right.
So your combo line will typically end up with one on field and one on grave, or two in grave of some sort. And you just abuse this to just gain advantage and search a bunch, like search half your deck.
Got it.
This is the other one. I actually use this more often when I have the ability to choose.
Okay.
Because when you start with this, if it's just this, you actually get locked into fusions and you can't do the full combo with that which ends on the rank 6. Mm-hmm. But this is like the second best. Normal summon searches your fusion spell or a level 5 fiend, which is the brick. Mm-hmm. And then when this is used as fusion material, you search any illusion monster, which is like the whole gimmick of this archetype.
Got it.
3 Cornfield Codal.
Corn Pop.
Yeah. So this is discard Rhoda for any card that's any monster that was Chimera Fusion. So it's any of these, the level 5. Pretty much that's it.
Got it.
And then engrave, it's a targeting when you have the Chimera on field, banish from field or grave for cost, and you get the activation of a card that targets one of your cards.
Gotcha.
Double Baphomet.
Brick, right?
Brick. You have to play 2. You always go through 2. I almost wanted 3, but there's another fiend that you can play, which I am playing.
Gotcha.
I'll get to that in a minute. 3 of the best card in the deck.
This is relatively new, right? It's not out of info. It's the set before.
Yeah, this is from Legacy of Destruction. So this is similar to Diabellstar, where you discard a card to special it. This doesn't have to send a grave either. Mm-hmm. And then on normal or special, it adds any illusion from your deck.
Crazy.
So this plus another card is basically the full combo through like 2 hand traps, give or take.
So it's like Apprentice Illusion Magician, but instead of being for Dark Magician, it's for Illusion.
Exactly.
Crazy.
1 Master Tau. This is important for the combo to set up the anti-spell.
Okay, okay.
When it hits grave, it summons an illusion back from your graveyard in defense position, and it locks you into illusions from the graveyard only.
Okay.
So you can do that and then still keep going. So a lot of times what you'll do is you'll, like later in the game, if you don't use this, you can summon this back as like a wall so you don't die because you can't die that battle. And then you just search for your follow-up for next turn.
Gotcha.
The MVP, Diabellstar.
Let me see this guy. Let's bring him close.
Budget Diabellstar.
All right, tell me about it. What's this guy do?
Your opponent has to set spells and traps before they activate them. And then whenever a spell or trap is set, doesn't matter if it's you or your opponent, you target a card on your side, target a card on their side. So you can do some funny things where like on your turn you set something, like when they pass back to you and start clearing their board. And then the funniest effect on this card is if there's a Sinful Spoils in either graveyard, like against Snake Eye, you can just special it for free.
Nice, nice.
It's a level 7 as well.
Is that card out of info?
No, this card is also out of Legacy of Destruction.
Got it, cool.
2 Edgem Chain, we're playing this package. This is the other fiend that you play. That this plus Apprentice Magician is the full combo because this searches Sword Knight and this searches Poly and half your deck.
Gotcha.
For the rest of this package, it's 3. You search the second one. You search the second Patchwork to discard off this as a free discard or for follow-up.
Got it.
And then 2 Poly, just because.
You can theoretically resolve it twice.
You resolve it a lot more than twice because of one of the cards in the extra deck.
Got it.
And also just because Patchwork has to have you search it and it's broken.
Yes.
Branded package. This is it. There is a monster in the extra deck that allows you to use Gazelle off of this and just full combo. You can also do some funny things, like if you hold this, you can send Baphomet to reborn Baphomet to make Lubellion to summon back any illusion from your graveyard.
Gotcha.
Things like that, and just set up different negates and different plays that way.
Easy.
Albaz is kind of a brick in a way, but not the worst. 3 Chimera Fusion. If you are not playing 3, you're not playing this deck right.
Fair enough.
Quick play Fuse during the main phase, and it adds itself back every turn.
Make the crazy Chimera.
And it's not once per turn to Fuse, so. For non-engine, this deck doesn't really can't really play hand traps because you do, as a fusion deck, you do need all of your cards to play.
Right.
So it's basically just board breakers. So it's triple Droplet because it's good going first. Triple Book of Eclipse.
How was this today?
Book of Eclipse was the best card in my, and the best non-engine card in the deck. It forces a lot, and coupled with the next card, Triple T's.
Oh god, yes.
This, you activate this, they ash it, then you activate this and rip their board apart or rip their hand apart.
Nice.
And if they try to do anything to either of these, you change.
Chain Droplets, yes.
And then you still resolve it and tell them no. And for your 40th card, just Call by the Grave.
Sack by the Grave.
Sack by the Grave.
All good stuff resolves.
I sacked by the Grave 2 Drolls.
Insane. So how good is Droll against your deck?
Broken, but don't play it. Droll's bad card. Bad card. Don't play that card.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to extra.
Yep. So for the extra deck, starting with the branded package, the 1 Albion.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't play Rebellion. It just comes up to make, this can fuse into anything.
Right.
So you use this and just shovel back anything to fuse.
You find it, keep it as an extra body going for games?
Keep it as an extra body. Even if you don't keep it as an extra body, just being able to like open Albaz, fuse with this with Poly, and then either make Mirror Jade or make one of the Chimeras and have 2 bodies on the field is just really good.
Gotcha.
Mirror Jade.
Of course.
Why not? And then the card that enables the stack to function, Rim. Because this takes a beast, beast warrior, or wing beast to fuse. Gazelle is a beast. So you go into this, and then Gazelle searches you the Sword Knight, and that's full combo. Or if you already have this, it searches you Apprentice.
Got it. That's even better.
And going second, this card just like cracks like a good portion of the Snake Eye board because it negates any extra deck monster effect and then bounces a card. And you can make this, they out it, or you pop it with your Diabell Star. Then you banish it, summon out back Albaz. Albaz one of their cards away to make this, and then this gets rid of another one. So it makes it very hard for them to kill you through your board.
Gotcha.
For their Chimera fusions, the 1 hand rip on fusion, send a card from opponent's hand to grave at the end of the turn.
Look at
And
that.
then during your opponent's turn, which is the more common effect, you banish it for cost, target a beast, fiend, or illusion to summon it back.
Nice.
And you can just loop that with the next card as well, Baphomet. So it's got that same second effect to summon back, but instead of grave, it's from banished.
Got it.
So you can banish this, summon this back. And then on fusion summon, it sends a beast, fiend, or illusion from deck to grave.
Noted.
This is just OTK dot card. It's one of these plus any number of illusions.
Okay.
Attacks once for each illusion. It is an illusion, so nothing it attacks dies by battle.
Gotcha.
And it's 31. So you attack and then end of damage step, effect of this. Negate its effects, make it 0, and then just attack 31, 31, 31, 31. That's why there's not a lot of removal in the deck, because you don't need to clear their cards, you just need to stop them from stopping you.
Noted.
Generic Fusion, Magnum the Reliever.
Okay.
This is how you recycle Poly.
Okay.
Bottom deck Poly, draw 1. Bottom deck Branded Fusion, draw 1. Bottom deck your Quick Plays, draw 1.
And he's a quick effect too, right?
And then to pop. So whenever any other card is activated, you pop a card. You can banish a fusion to pop a card. So what you can do as well is you can fuse away like this, like a Gazelle or the Baphomet, to get that effect, and then chain, banish to pop their card for like when you go second or like anything like that. So it's always a pop, and then this card's just good. You always use 2 because it's also a beast, so you can use it to make your hand rip or anything like that. If you're like weirdly stuck, you're always just popping cards. Keep in mind it can't be targeted when Poly's in the grave. Don't let your crap get impermed. SP.
Of course.
The only other link is Muckraker because this is a fiend, and then the level 5 is also a fiend.
So you can theoretically play into and summon them back.
And actually a lot of combos as well. Like if you get hand trapped and you have to go through a lot of your hand, you can make this at the end of it, summon back that, and then just search 2, set the fusion spell, and that's Guardian Chimera for 2, or Magnum the Reliever, which is a pop, anything like that. So it's just free interruption that way.
Perfect.
1 Lars, this is how you beat trap matchups.
Lars, hold on. This is my boy Lars looking for the toy boats. If anyone gets that reference, leave it in the comments.
So it's a hot red for any card. So just target any card, negate its effects at the end of the turn. A lot of times what you'll do is like against like a trap matchup when they pass to you. Like I did it when I played against Labyrinth today. It's actually what I did. I made this as my first action. I knew he had a big welcome set and then something else. So no matter what the other card was, it didn't matter because he activates welcome. I also had Ash in hand, that should help. But it ended up being a skill drain. So I go for welcome. He welcomes. I Ash, and no matter what the other back row is, just checks that one, and he can't get a body on the field. Got it. And it also can't be targeted by monster effects while it has materials.
Nice.
So it can't be SP'd. This card is just broken. You make it for light and dark because your Nightmare Apprentice a dark level 6, and this is a light level 4.
Nice.
So
No tuner required.
no
because
tuner
Chaos Angel
required.
is
Free
crazy.
banish. It's also a fiend for Muckraker. It's also a fiend to fuse with, because your quick play needs a beast or a fiend to fuse.
Got it.
And on to side deck. The only hand trap in the entire deck is 3 Ash Blossom.
Bring it for the branded matchup.
Literally just for branded. It's the only hand trap that's like good enough in everything.
Right.
Like Nib doesn't do a lot in other things. It doesn't lose to Shifter. So if you play against like Flu or any rogue deck like that, or Tempai, it works for that. Again, it's also for Tempai just to hit Kaiman. For going second, again, Dark Ruler,
Dark
clear your
Ruler.
board. 2 thrust. Shout out to Glue for letting me borrow. Half your deck is a thrust target, and Brand Fusion and the Pfeiffer cards. And we also side some. One of them being this.
Lightning Storm.
Lightning Storm, then triple evenly.
So how were these blowouts?
So the logic with the blowouts is this is just to force as much as you can. And then this, if you leave them on one monster, they really can't do much against you. Or you leave them on one backer, you can play through 1 to 2 interruptions with this deck very, very easily. Because most of the targeting negation gets screwed over by Chimera, by the fusion spell.
Right.
Because it's just a quick play. So it doesn't really matter too much. This is more so just so like when they have all their cards on field and like nothing in hand because you've hand trapped them or you've stopped them from playing, you can just do this to clear their field.
Gotcha.
I actually did bluff set this against a voiceless player.
Yeah?
And then he goes battle phase. I activated this and chain droplet.
Crazy. Oh
He
my
was not. He was not very happy.
No.
The last 2 cards are thrust targets. The one that got used today.
D-barrier.
I ended up calling Pendulum.
What matchup? Melodious?
Yeah.
Nice.
I called against Melodious today. It was just what mattered. And then DDG. In theory, this comes up. I think it's mainly for like weird rogue decks.
Also, I feel like it's good against Fiendsmith, Snake Eyes.
Not really, because they still could get the fusion spell in grave.
Oh, okay.
Banish the fuse, and Sequentia shuffles back from grave to. So it cuts off that, but like they could still combo for the most part. That's it.
All right. All right, Mark. So what do you think about branded Chimera as a choice for the current format?
It's not bad. You do also get this deck should have Fiendsmith cards in it, but $400 for like 10 cards is not what I'm gonna do. You could still play it fine with this. You could also like bump up the count and play other cards. Like I've seen people testing like the Infernoid cards with it.
Interesting.
Because they're all fiends, so they can like bridge in that way. Things like that. If you want to play this deck, the best version is Fiendsmith that shovels back all your resources, and the level 6 Berfomet in the extra deck is a fiend.
Oh, crazy.
So even if you don't, Sequentia just summons this by shuffling back your whole graveyard. So there's things like that come up, but it's just the best version of the deck with that. This isn't bad. It's just your hands are a lot weirder because you have a lot less 1-card starters. Like this deck, you only have Sword Knight, theoretically Codal, and Branded Fusion.
What was your final record at the info sneak peek?
6-0.
6-0 undefeated. And what were some of the notable matchups?
I played against 2 Tempais, and I played against Adventure Synchron. I know that's been like randomly top 8ing a bunch of regionals recently. Just Ash. Ash Enchantress. Do it.
All right.
It's not hard.
Okay, fair enough. Mark, any other final words before we bring it to a close?
Nope. Just have fun. Remember, budget is an option. The game is not dead. Don't spend $500 on an engine that's going to get banned in 3 months.
All right, sounds good, everybody. That's what we got all today. LoganJYA signing off. Have a great day. We'll see you beautiful people later. Peace.